like you say, humans are machines. And you go to the East, they say people are deluded. The world that they experience is an illusion. That's not how it is. But I want to bring in a few questions here. In the non-dual, there's this immense ocean of light, power, energy, love, goodness. And it's infinite, boundless and infinite in its light and its intelligence and its goodness. And then you think, if you take the view that it is a cognitive error, then one little puny person's idea in their mind turns all that immensity of light and power and goodness into this cold physical world, devoid of love and devoid. The only light it has is the light of the stars and the sun, with lots of strife and trouble and discrete objects, all the way from meteors to planets to people to atoms and all that. The world of discreteness appears. All of it appears because in somebody's mind they have this idea that they are a separate individual. That is actually the view of non-dual teaching. But you think, really? All that immensity can all vanish because this little deluded individual has some belief in their mind? It deletes the whole immensity of the light and goodness. It disappears and you don't see it. And it leaves only the outer outline of the non-dual, because the world appears as the outer surface of the non-dual. The world continues to appear, but appears as the external outermost radiance of the light of true nature of the vastness. Still the light, still the vastness, but it is the outermost of it. There is the inner subtle qualities and forms, but the outermost form is the physical, which is where most people live. So the first thing is to see, suppose that that is true, that just by you having a little belief in your head, you turn God into those separate suffering people. God with his immensity, or the Brahman with its vastness, or the Dharmakaya with its eternity. Turn it into this little world called samsara. Turn nirvana into samsara just by one thought in your mind. And I was thinking, wow, that's magic. Don't you think that's magic? I mean, how powerful a human being or human mind can be. Just by having one idea in one's mind about being a separate individual, things are separate, it deletes all the heavens, all the spiritual realities, all the glory, all the power, all the light, all the goodness, and what's left is the outermost layer, the crust, left devoid of its ground. That is the vastness of true nature. And I think, well, that really it's amazing. If you think of it that way, that is one way of seeing magic. Some of us might think it's black magic, but it is amazing magic anyway, black or no black. Of course, that doesn't mean that when you're not experiencing the non-dual, you're deluded. It means about 99.9999% of the human race are deluded. And actually, people who are realized in non-dual, that's exactly what they believe. that all people are asleep, deluded, don't know what the hell is going on, they don't know what things are, how reality is. They're all off. They're all off their rockers. In my 40 years or so of teaching, I've come across many individuals, and when they hear of that, they don't believe it. They say, how can that be? How can reality be really goodness? Look at the trouble all around you. Where is the goodness? And you tell them, well, because you're deluded. That's why you don't see it. They say, what? You mean the hurricane that killed 10,000 people the other week, and all these devastation happened, earthquakes and all of that? All that is because of my delusion? Or somebody's delusion? Doesn't make sense. In other words, for a Western mind, especially if you're good at critical thinking, the logic doesn't hold. And scientifically, statistically impossible. Because our science takes statistics. It's only few people think that way, that statistically a trivial number to use it for truth. But assuming it is true, I am saying if it is true, it is an amazing truth. I mean, it is the most magical thing we've discussed so far. How you could turn all the heavens into this miserable earthly existence. With its diseases, with its violence, with its mortality, with its brutality, with its primitiveness, with all of that. Amazing. I mean, how can you turn the pure goodness that Plato talked about, all good, and Dr. Konto Zangpo is the true reality. That is the primordial truth, the truth that is always so. Independent of our belief. It is always like that. We just don't see it because of some concept in our minds.